Lunch with the good rat boys. Woo! I almost want to like get some music going right then, Like
Yeah,
we have the opportunity that exists. I just have
it's
never
something
used it,
we
I don't think.
can do.
But welcome. I am Cody with Good Rep Media. This is Jordan. Jordan, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing fine, Coach. I'm doing right well. Okay, I gotta stop doing that. Every time I put the hat on, I can't help but meme
You
how
immediately
Southern.
hit the accent.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us why you're wearing a hat? For anyone new, anyone who hasn't been here before, anyone who didn't join in the Joey Matterhorn live show yesterday.
Yeah. I got this hat as a souvenir from our little work trip that we just took this past weekend down to Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Figured you can't go there and not get a cheap made in China cowboy hat.
Does it one question, does it have a tag on it? So it
Yes,
made
yes, and it does
oh
say made in China on it.
that's phenomenal. I just
Yeah.
know that there's some like warehouse out there in China just covered in those hats.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure,
honestly, it's a
for
really nice
sure.
hat.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible. That was the reason I grabbed it. It looked like it was a pretty decent little one. I got it from like a gift shop, basically. You're not getting like the legit American made cowboy hats
Yeah.
in a
But
gift
we
shop.
were also it's worth noting. So that's the episode. The whole episode is going to be us talking about Nashville. We, as some of the Good Rep team, got the chance to meet up in Nashville. Not all of us. And we're kind of going to go over our experience. Being able to meet up with our team. We're generally work from home, so it's a different experience when we get together. When we get the opportunity to kind of hang out, meet some of the other members of our team, some of the other members of our company, and stuff like that that we don't generally get to interact with. Really good opportunities there. We also went to a lot of really cool places. For example, that random gift shop was in a old like train yard that had been repurposed into like
A
18
bunch of
different
shops.
businesses and a
Yeah,
museum.
yeah, yeah. It was interesting. That
I,
was right next to our Airbnb. Like a block away. Like a
mhm.
little like 4 or 5 minute walk around the corner there, and like yeah, that was cool. Like it was. I had discovered it the night before we all kind of did. I that first night we went out, we got food and everything, and everyone came back and just kind of hung out at the Airbnb and went to bed. I decided I wanted to get out there and do like a little walk, and I'd walked over there and I saw that distillery there, and like that was as far as I'd walked, just to like Greenbrier there, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, that's kind of cool. This could be something cool in the morning. And then the next morning, yeah, we woke up and we were like, no, there's actually something like just like another like 20 feet down. If you kept going, there was a coffee shop there, and across from that coffee shop was my gift shop.
Yeah. And so we ended up going to quite a few different coffee shops, but I will say so that first one that we went to, I loved that place. That place was so nice. It was like a
Loves.
I mean, it was called
Shout
Love's.
out
Yeah, it
Loves.
was like a little hole in the wall almost, but it was very nicely kept. It was I don't know, it was next door to a tattoo parlor in that train yard
Yeah.
across from the distillery. And it was funny because this is where all of the tourist bus came.
Yeah.
So I think that's the whole reason that these
So
like little
there,
shops were there.
there's a well right next to it that Greenbrier. I noticed they were setting up like a little stage venue thing, and the tour buses that they kept dropping off at a sign there that was like the Nashville live music tour. So I'm assuming that they just had like a show that they were doing there, probably like a smaller show, but it was just part of
Yeah.
that tour, and it dropped people off at it.
Yeah. But I remember there were multiple different types of vans. I think so. I think it had to have been like almost multiple touring companies that were launching from here. But
Probably.
it's worth noting to anyone who goes to Nashville, the main attractions would probably be Broadway, Opry
Right. Yeah.
Hotel,
Definitely.
and then, yeah, was there any other like major things that we saw?
I like yeah. I don't even like I obviously I think about like Opry and everything whenever like you think about Nashville just because I think I've been to the mall. I talked to like a lot of other people and they're like, "Oh, we didn't even know like that there like we didn't even think about like the hotel and stuff. Like all they think about normally is that Broadway strip of bars and everything
Yeah.
downtown."
Which I mean, I think that's pretty cool. The Broadway strip, I will say. So we did get the chance. Well, I didn't get the chance. You got the chance to meet up with one of our old coworkers. You wanna go about that story?
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of the story there. We on the way down, we had an old employee, Jay, who moved down to Louisville, and then kind of took a new job. He's doing a lot of music stuff, and he left the company, and so we haven't really had a crazy amount of communication with him. While we were passing through Louisville on our way down to Nashville, I joked that we should stop and pick Jay up. To which you then informed me Jay doesn't even live there anymore. He actually lives in Nashville, and I was like, oh, even better. So I shot him
Way
a
lucked
text.
out.
Yeah, yeah. So I shot him a text, and I was like, hey, like we're gonna be down there. We should hang out. Is that where you live? And didn't hear back from him at all for like the 2 days or whatever. And I had posted on our Discord like a picture of like a restaurant that we have here in Grand Rapids, and I was just like joking like, hey, Nashville's not that bad. And he responded like, yo, did you get my text? And I looked at it, and I didn't have a text from him. And it was like, no, but I'm on Broadway right now if you want to come hang out. And then immediately he calls me. Like 20 minutes later, he's there on Broadway with us. And yeah, we went walking down the street. We went to two different bars. We went to Posty's, Post Malone's bar. That one had like a little bit more of like a club vibe to it. The first floor was like almost like a frat party dance club kind of thing going on.
How long has that been there?
I have no idea.
I'm super curious how long some of these buildings have been around, because most
Well,
of
the building's
Broadway.
been there, I'm sure.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, most of Broadway down here is a bunch of like singer artist bars. Usually they're like 2, 3 stories with rooftop bars, rooftop access, and they're all packed with musicians. There is live music at every single one of these bars that you go to. Some of them have live musicians on all 3 of their floors. It's actually crazy. When you get in there, Jordan, you were telling me about dance floors and all this crazy club atmosphere,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Posties didn't actually have like live music. Posties
They
was like
didn't?
all like radio, like was all like stereo play. Yeah, it was more like being at a club. Um
That's
I
that's
think
almost kind
so
of lame.
so Posties had this weird route that it's like connected to the Jason Aldean one, which had a bunch of live music going on
Okay.
at it. And like it has this weird route you have to take to exit. And it did take us through a bunch of different rooms. And one of the rooms had like a mic there, like it was about to have live music, and maybe we had just missed it and there wasn't live music happening at it. But
Oh,
yeah, most of Posties was just like actual like speakers just playing music and people
speakers, club
dancing and
music
stuff like that
almost.
in front of a big screen. We went to Nudies as well, though. Nudies on the first floor had live music. The second floor had a stage for live music, but no one was playing. And like the second floor was actually like dead. There was like nobody on it. That's where Jay and Sam got their first drinks, because it was like, oh, this is easy. We can
You
just
can
walk right
actually
up
go
there
up
and
and
get it
grab a
right
drink.
now. Yeah. And then the third floor again was just like stereo music. But like that was like kind of like a dance floor on a rooftop kind of vibe.
Yeah. So
So
what would those were the two that you went to? Which was the better?
I personally, so like I know Sam enjoyed Posties more.
Hmm.
I enjoyed Nudies more. I think it was just a little bit more my vibe. A little bit smaller, like less sardine can packed together dancing,
Yeah.
more like open dance floor dancing. Um, Not that any of us did a whole lot of dancing. I kind of got out there and like shimmied, I kind of got out there, had a
You
little
get
bit of
out there, do the
adrenaline
Midwest
going.
shimmy.
But like, yeah, I wasn't like nobody was really like getting out there and dancing. Uh, I had been cracking jokes the entire time about finding me a sweet young Nashville lady, and um, but
A
like
sweet Nashville baddie.
so Sam and Jay the entire time were like, go talk to that girl, go talk to that girl. And I'm like, I'm not taking a girl home to the work Airbnb, guys.
You can't make the jokes if you don't want your coworkers to make the joke back. And
That's
I'm
true.
sure Jay was going in. He's like, I'm not a coworker.
No,
I'm
well,
not involved.
it was more Sam than it was Jay, if I'm being honest.
Good.
Sam was the one who wanted me to get out there and embarrass myself.
Oh, that's funny. Well, it's not even embarrass yourself. It's called being human. I I will say, as soon as we got down to Broadway, I was pretty much out. I am the type to get overstimulated very quickly. And how did Sam describe the smell? I think Sam described it the best. It was
like
like
a mix of like sewage and homeless people.
sewage, but it was like chemical
Body odor. It was
sewage.
past the point of body odor. It was like body stank or something like that.
Yeah. So you get to Broadway, and if you're in that mood, if you're in that energy, great. I'm getting old, man. I am 100% getting old.
Sorry, I'm sure you can hear the lawnmower out there just fucking going, dude.
Dude, I'm not kidding. So I'm having someone move in actually next door. So if you do hear anything,
I
it's
don't hear
someone moving
anything
their stuff.
from yours at all.
Oh,
But
good.
also, right now, I don't hear anything but the lawnmower.
Actually?
Yeah, and if I
Oh,
get up there and close the window, I'm going to be dripping sweat by the end of this.
that's a different type of live stream. We're Good Rep Media. We are not that type of live stream. We help small businesses get ranked on Google. We help them with their website. We help them with SEO. We do not provide any other service. No.
I'll
Not
get
old,
sweaty
just
on
boring.
camera if it gets some money.
100% boring.
If it generates a little bit of revenue, I'll get sweaty on camera.
I mean, if it generates some revenue, man. If that's pretty much every business's like MO, as far as I understand. If it generates some revenue, I'm here for it. Which did you so I know Sam didn't like Grandpa Bar. The Grandpa we went to a bar. It was a coffee bar called like the Grandpa Bar. It
Yeah.
was just on the road. Did you like that vibe?
I like the vibe of it. I don't think Sam did not like the vibe of it. I think
He just
Sam
didn't
didn't
like the
like
price.
paying $20 for a espresso martini.
Yeah. See, that's that's where I'm kind of at. I'm not a big fan. I think both of us are on the same page. Neither of us drank, so that's just kind of not our scene.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
I
when I
still like. I wasn't drinking, but I want you to know that I still like. I know you guys kind of bowed out.
yeah,
That
you still
time
had a
on
blast.
Broadway, I still had a great time, and I'm sure
Yeah,
like if Jay wasn't there, maybe it wouldn't have been as good of a time. I think that it was definitely made up by seeing somebody that I hadn't seen in a while. But yeah, no, it definitely like even without drinking, I was still having a good time out there
yeah.
in the bars.
Well, and I think it's worth noting to pay attention to at least. I really like the type of person who can step up and put their money where their mouth is. When they message you, when they reach out and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're not kidding, and you're like, "Hey, I'm free. Let's do something." And they're
Yeah,
like, "Bet, I'm
yeah.
there." So when
It's
I hear you, you're like talking about this story. I remember you telling me, and I remember looking at Discord because that's where I was watching this from bed while Cassidy and I were watching an anime.
you guys were probably on the walk back by that.
We might have been still on the walk, but
You're
I
still
remember
walking.
seeing it a little bit later. But it was you posted a picture of that taco place, and it was like, "This is a great taco place. Can't wait to try it out here in Nashville, place that we have back home." And Jay responded with a meme, and it was just like the 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 uh,
Yeah,
classic. You were like a minute later, "Hey, we're on Broadway. Come on down." Jay's like 15 minutes, and then he called you,
yeah.
and like boom, it all happened. 3 minutes, he's on his way, and I'm like, "Oh." That is the type of energy I want in those friendships.
Yeah, absolutely,
And
absolutely. I agree.
if someone
Like
brings that energy
it's
to the
so
meet,
easy to just be like, nah, I don't feel like doing that, and to be like, hey, like I'm glad you hit me up, but short notice, I'm probably not going to do that. Jay was like, it's short notice. Jay was like, I have a flight at 9 a.m. tomorrow out to Key West, but like I'll still come down there and chill with you. He's like, I'll probably only be there for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Then we were out until like 1 a.m. You
that's
know?
it's worth noting that is a Jay special. I've hung
Yeah.
out with Jay enough times to know how those nights can go.
He said it was his first time being on Broadway, not blacked out. He said so it was actually a better experience.
Good. I'm glad that I'm glad that you guys had that experience. I
Yeah.
will say,
Well,
so I am the type to get overwhelmed. And if you are the type to get overwhelmed in those situations, maybe it's not the greatest place to go. But that walk back afterwards, kind of walking away from the strip, having all of that kind of energy behind you, and especially being able to kind of people watch as we came up on it,
and
pristine.
and on top of that, I mean, I know it was like the first time you got a little bit of like one-on-one with your significant other since we had left.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Like I'm sure that was nice. You got to experience the city a little bit more as like almost like a date night, kind of like a date night.
Yeah. Which is always super nice. And
Yeah,
I will say, we definitely didn't want to be like, let's go have date night. Let's blah, 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 blah. It's like,
yeah.
this is a work trip. There are priorities here.
But like to be able to
Which
get something that's kind of close to it is nice.
Yeah. But
I do want to hurry up and just chime in. Jorge, I see you commenting over there. Yeah, I agree. Like, especially at like nudies, like there was more people like in like the street outside than it felt like there were actually inside that bar. Posties was a completely different experience. Posties was so crowded with people that it was equivalent of walking down that street out there. It was like if you took all of that and shoved it right inside. As far as the lines go, we had like one line we had to get into posties, but like it was like 2 seconds. You know, it was just walk up, show your ID. Which I first of all I want to say I found it silly. Like I was like I feel like I don't need to show my ID, but I also don't know if they just check every single person's. Frey is curious, or is that Loki? It's Loki. But yeah, I did find that to be kind of like I wasn't sure. Like I saw Jay reach into his pocket and pull his wallet out, so I'm like, I guess I should show my ID. I think I look like I'm 40, but like I should show my ID.
just to make
I
sure.
was just pretty nice out there too. I was like, I don't think any
You did.
16-year-old kids are walking around looking like this.
Well, and so I will say we went down to Nashville as kind of like a team building exercise more than anything else. We wanted the chance as Good Rep Media to kind of get together. And I think getting together with your team, especially in a remote environment, is really important. It gives us an opportunity to kind of talk about clients, to kind of talk about some of our projects, our plans, some higher level stuff. And when we get to do that, we want to kind of dress up and look nice. And so I know we planned to go to like a really nice steakhouse when we first drove down. We planned out nice outfits and we are going to get all ready. And then we ended up taking longer to get down than we wanted. So we didn't get to dress up super nice. But we still had some nice like get togethers, dress up nice, spend some time together. Like that was a really, really good opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was excited. I mean, I went out to that wedding in California, and so I bought like a couple different things of like nice clothes. And so I was like, well, if I got them, you know, I'm gonna wear them. You know, you don't get the nice clothes to not wear it. So yeah, I made sure to bring that, and then I also brought like an extra shirt that I had just gotten from Men's Warehouse. That I was like, who knows? You know, we'll see if I see an opportunity to wear it, and that's what I wore that night. Like not at the steakhouse, out on Broadway.
Yeah. Well, and it's slowly upgrading your wardrobe and understanding, like, I know for me personally, I was a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy for the longest time, and I've been that guy for the longest time. But I have recently attempted to move over towards like, hey, let me get some different kind of like maybe chino jeans, some like chino pants, some nicer style pants, some nicer dress shirts, a couple of nice polos. Went to a J. Crew, loving that so far. But I feel like that's a sign of turning 30. Like let's slowly but surely upgrade some of the peripherals, so to speak.
Yeah. So I've been like it's funny, like I've always been really bad at like fashion as a whole. Like you said, you know, t-shirt, shorts, like whatever. And like this wrinkly ass t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. But I started like it was funny, like my direction kind of was like backwards. I started with like the accessories, and once I started getting like things that I liked, like a watch and like a bunch of different sunglasses and stuff, you know, then I was like, oh, now I can find like I bought like 4 different colors of sunglasses so that I can match those to like what I'm wearing. So now that makes me pay a little bit more attention to like what I'm putting on. So now I'm actually like picking things that are matching a lot better.
Yeah.
It was funny, like, it was like when I came out there and asked Cassidy about the shirt, like I knew the answer. I was like, I know I can't wear long sleeves with shorts, but like I was looking for some solution, and someone's like, roll up the sleeves. I was like, oh, that could work. And then those didn't roll, but like they were like the material just like slid off itself and would just like roll back down the entire time. So I was like, ah, damn, I gotta put my pants back on.
Have you? So fun fact. I'm the guy who rolls my dress shirts up all the time. There's a couple different rolling techniques. Did you try one roll or did you try a couple different types?
I tried a couple different types.
Okay.
It's like I don't know if you like saw like really looked at that shirt at all, but it is like more like a silky. I don't know. It was just like not rolling well, and then on top of it, the sleeves are already a little long for me. So like even once they rolled, they still probably needed to like roll an extra amount. I don't know. Luckily, the pants I brought, the nice pair of pants I brought, were the same color that I needed that I was trying to put on for the shorts. So I just
Yeah.
put the
Well, and
pants
it's
on.
that's one of the main like fashion tips, which hey, good rep fashion tip number 1. Uh if you are a guy or if you're someone who wears suits, get suits as basics. Get basic gray, basic black, charcoal, and then mix and match because if you have gray and charcoal, you can wear gray pants with a charcoal
Yeah.
top. You can mix
Are
and
you,
match
are you channeling your inner Steve Harvey short right now?
100%, dude.
Thinking that?
You
Yeah.
know exactly what
Yeah.
I'm quoting?
Yes. Yeah.
It's like you need the
It's
5
like
basic
yeah,
suits.
you need like a black suit, a blue
Black,
suit,
navy,
navy, yeah,
charcoal
and then it's like a
gray,
cream,
and
like
cream.
it's like 3 different colors of shirts, 4 different color of jackets, and like those jackets you get the pants to match, and then you can do like 100,000 combinations with them. I
Yeah,
will say this: I
getting
don't know that that applies to all complexion people and body types.
okay,
Like,
very true.
but like I probably shouldn't be wearing like the cream and blue. You know, like that's not going to look as good on
Oh,
me.
I think blue would look great on
Blue
you,
would look
but like
good. No, I'm
cream
saying
and
like
blue
that combo.
together,
I'm saying that
maybe.
combo color.
But
That
it's
combo
more so
color.
finding the pieces that you can switch around. It's less so of a direct follow this step by step, and it's more so find a couple of basics that you can swap in between each other. Because like I know for you, you just bought like that really expensive suit, didn't you?
Yeah, I
Or
wouldn't
well,
say
I
it's
say
like
really
really
expensive, but
expensive, but like yeah. Um, sorry, I just had a message from Sam over there in Teams.
oh, we got an issue.
He's just curious about something to do with our massage client.
Ah,
I'm not worried about it right now.
awesome.
But
But yeah, so we were going to basically team build, hang out, meet up with each other, and getting together this time made me really want to get together with the whole team again soon. Um, how do you feel about that?
I think that would be awesome. I mean, like, I don't think it has to be something as big as like a whole weekend Nashville trip. You know, like our team is local enough. I mean, getting James out would be like the hardest part. You know, like if we all went and met at Chicago. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
that's
that is
what 2 hours
exactly my
for
thought.
us, 45 minutes for Melanie, and um, yeah, James would be a little tougher for him, but
We got one guy across the country decided to.
yeah, he decided to leave us. He comes here, joins our team, and then leaves.
It
That's
was
on him.
actually I do find it kind of funny because I don't remember when he got here, but he like had been in Michigan for a little while, and I was like, oh yeah, Ann Arbor. We talked to him, hired him, and it was like the very next month he was like, so I'm heading back. I was like, oh, awesome, hell yeah! I'm glad that we're a remote first company and that this wasn't a game plan. I didn't have to worry about that. Uh Thankfully, HR stuff is easily handled when there's not an issue with work from home. But the small businesses we saw when we were down there, I think, were relatively successful because they'd found their niche, but they also put on events and they kind of work together. That loves being part of that whole like group area. I noticed that she had like seating and stands out in the museum, and out in that like hallway there was massage therapists, there was a jeweler, and there were a couple of other like individualized businesses. I'm curious if those are all like individual rental rooms or something that these people are paying
Oh,
for,
I'm
or what
sure.
that situation
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I'm sure it's just like rental studio space, and then like they just turn it into whatever business they really kind of wanted to do with it. Um, yeah, because like you think about like we went up to like the third floor of that thing, and like at that point those were just like private business stuff. It wasn't like go in there and do stuff. It was like, oh, like we walked by one, there was like some people doing like a photo shoot in one of them. You know,
Yeah,
and it was like, oh, that's obviously not a store to just go walk into. That's just rented space.
yeah, it was like a like a modeling agency. I think there was actually like a marketing agency in there, or at least an agency of some kind in there.
Yeah,
I almost wanted to go in, but all we so when we found that place when we were exploring, I think it was already Saturday, so most of them were
yeah.
closed.
Yeah, we were walking around that on Saturday, and yeah, they were either closed or, again, they just weren't like things that were open for people to
Yeah.
go into.
Well, so if we had an office, like if Good Rep had an office and we were in like a shopping mall or something, I would almost like appreciate someone walking into like the company and being like, "Hey, what's this?"
Yeah, it's a hard thing to make brick and mortar though. Like, yeah, so like I almost feel like it's kind of like having my like bathroom showroom at the mall. It's like, yeah, but this isn't what people are here at the mall for. So it's almost more like a touristy attraction than it
Yeah.
is like an actual like we're getting leads or getting business.
Yeah, it's more so like interact with the community, be a part of it. I will say I like the idea of like the brick and mortar places if you're going to be doing a lot of like local SEO in that area. So for example, if you're working in one specific city, having a location and being able to be like, "Hey, come into our location. We will meet with you. We have an office." Being able to show off that office to potential clients is kind
Yeah,
of like a
it
status symbol.
adds a level of legitimacy for sure.
Yeah. Which
That being said, that is a massive overhead though to put on for that, because not only then do you have to like pay to have that location, you have to pay someone to be inside it,
mhm.
which then that could be one of us, but then I don't know which one of us is going to volunteer to give up work from home to go
I
sit
was
in
gonna
that
say
office.
go work from the office. We'd have to have someone there. We'd probably, in all honesty, we would trade off. It would be like it'd be a group thing, and
Yeah,
even then, I don't think anyone would want to. We
yeah.
do enjoy work from home.
Like I see the value that we could get from having something like that, but I don't think that the value actually like outweighs the cost of doing that.
I 100% agree. But if we did have something like that, would you go to like one day a week in office?
Yeah, sure.
Is that something that would? Because I
Yeah.
don't. I think that would be
As long
beneficial.
as
I
it's
don't
like
think
an
it's.
office, like as long as it's like it depends on the environment, you know,
Yeah.
like so when we like I used to do one day in office when we had an office,
Hmm.
when we had like the Xanadu office, I would still do one day and I would still come in one day out of the week. And I like that. And I like doing that in that office environment. As soon as like I saw like what the new office space was gonna be like, I was like, no, I don't want to be in this environment. Like this isn't
Yeah.
an office anymore. This is us sitting around a table and I don't want to do that. I would rather be in my cubicle or be at like a station.
Yeah.
So I
Well, and
think
it's
ultimately it comes down to what the vibe is.
Yeah, well, the difference there was it really felt like the original office that we had.
Was an
So
office.
to give context, we had an actual office for a hot second where we were meeting every single day. We were an in-person company, and they had that office through the beginning of COVID. And obviously, COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of people, including us. So we actually gave up that office. We ended up canceling that lease and going completely work from home. But over the course of business, we do need like an actual office address. And we did have some employees who specifically wanted to go into an office environment. And so we found a new place to rent that was a lot cheaper. It does not look like an office. It's basically like a repurposed
It's the first floor
house.
of a house.
Yeah.
It
And
is.
so it's kind of like a hangout, go there. There are offices because there are individual rooms, but like there is a like kitchen,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting. And there's like a little reception area, which is just kind of a dining room with like a put up thing. So it has a very different vibe. And I could agree with you there. I think going into that type of environment is a lot different than going into the
Yeah.
office we had in 3 Mile.
So when we talk about like having like a spot in a mall, like an office in a mall or something, but I'd have to see it before I'd agree to do something like that.
Yeah. And yeah. It is what it is. Like we're good with where we're at. I am happy with the current system. I do think that I am going to try to plan something for Chicago though, because I think that'd
Yeah.
be super cool. There's a
Yeah.
lot of cool things to do in Chicago. There's a lot of like stuff to partake in, a lot of cool activities we can
Are
do.
you gonna try and get Joe out there too?
That well, so I don't think we would do it without Joe.
Right.
Like I don't think Joe would sponsor it without him showing up. If he would, that'd be interesting. He might now that you like ask. Do you think he
Yeah.
would?
Yeah.
You think he'd
It would be a
sponsor it without
deal.
going?
Yeah. Yeah. I think if he has no interest in being in Chicago, yeah, I think he would rather like he'd be like, yeah, you guys just go. Like I
Well,
think if you can pitch the value to him, like seeing Melanie, seeing James, like getting like faces to face, getting face to
well,
face with
yeah,
people who haven't been face to face. Like James and Melanie have never met anyone on our team in person.
yeah, and I do. I think that's one of the main things that I want to solve is because all of the rest of us have generally met each other, and so it would
I
be really cool to give that opportunity to everyone who has
I
it.
think he would be faster to like approve though, like just paying to get them to come to Grand Rapids or something.
Yeah. Well, and it's
But it could
so
be good too. Like we don't have to go somewhere. Like the trip is fun, but like really it's just us meeting. And there are cool things to do in Grand Rapids too that like could be like, yeah, they miss out there. They don't get the cool, fun, paid sponsored trip to Nashville, but they do still get to come meet us.
well, and we do have a Texas de Brazil opening in Grand Rapids. So we do
Yeah.
have the Brazilian steakhouse. So we can still have that experience, which is, I mean, honestly, like 90% of the whole thing for me.
That was that like pre going on the trip. The only thing I was really looking forward to was the steakhouse.
Yeah.
That was it. Now that being said, once we were on the trip, I loved the steakhouse. It was just as great as I was hoping it was going to be. Then I was still excited about other things once we started doing it. Pretty much
Well,
from like the moment we hit like that like 5:30 and we were done doing stuff with Joe, like on Friday, then like I started to get excited at the thought of like, oh, we got other things now that we actually can go do.
yeah. Well, and it's we went down with the idea of like, hey, we're gonna meet the team, and there's a lot of work stuff to do. And so, like on the drive down, I know we spent a lot of time talking about random like content production, how we're gonna go about things, like what can we do, different ideas for the podcast, for creating new content for the channel. And so hopefully we can put some of those ideas into action. And then we got down and it's diving into just some high level ideas and context for what we're doing as a company. And I think once, like especially at a larger company, like Good Rep is small, we're a boutique marketing agency, we help small businesses rank better on Google. Like it is that simple. But we have a larger company that works around us, that we get help with, that we help out with. And getting some higher level insight on what they do, I think really, really helps solidify my understanding of where we're at, and not necessarily the food chain, but like in the production line. Like, what are
Mm-hmm.
we helping? What are we doing? What is the relevancy to some of the things that we're doing?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
think the
no,
same?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think we kind of touched on it yesterday on our Joey Matterhorn pod.
Yeah.
Like work trips where like you get this like face to face is really beneficial for like almost like the macro,
Yeah.
like when you look at things from the outside perspective, or like you kind of do like a top down analysis, you plan where you're going to go with the company. It's not as much about sitting down and being like, hey, go get this website edit done, or hey, go like
Mhm.
do this or that while we're all together. Those are things you can send me on Teams,
Yeah.
but like when we're sitting down next to each other, we get the paperclip. We get to sit there and bounce ideas off of each other, and the more that we can hear in person and talk in person, the more creative we're going to get, and the more we're going to be able to kind of plan out what the future of the company is going to look like.
Yeah. And I think that's a really, really great opportunity, which I you mentioned the paperclip story. I don't know that we've talked about the
Yeah.
paperclip story
I,
on
if
this
we did,
channel.
we did it very early. If we did, we did it very early. Like when I was like that week, I was like recording up at my parents' house.
Yeah, and I'm trying
Um,
to think. So, for anyone who doesn't know what the paperclip theory is or what paperclips are, the whole idea was someone at
what
Ford was running kind of
are,
what's that?
or who doesn't know what paper clips
Or who
are?
doesn't know? Is that what I said?
That's what you said.
No, 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 no. Sorry, 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 sorry. Paperclip story. The thing is, so I've been told this story so many times. Our CEO tells it a million different ways, and so my mind has been turned to mush every time we mention it, because it's more of a concept to us than it is an actual story at this point. But the whole story goes is there was a researcher, really smart guy. He went into a bunch of engineers at Ford and held up a paperclip. 10 of these guys were all sitting in a room. They look at this guy holding up a paperclip and they're like, that's a paperclip. Cool. He was like, okay, what can you do with this paperclip? Spend a minute, write down all your ideas, hide them from everyone else. Whoever has the most wins. So they spend a little bit of time writing down all of their ideas. They get 5, 6, maybe 10 down. Time stops. He ranks them. Great. They had the guy who had the most had 10, 11 at best. Now he sits them down again. He's like, all right, now you have another minute. I want you all to work together. all these 10 genius people are all of a sudden bouncing around hundreds of ideas. They're just shouting them. It doesn't stop. They're writing them down constantly because they're able to bounce ideas off of each other, because they're a bunch of really smart people who are working together towards a common goal. And the whole idea and the whole concept behind this paperclip theory is bounce some ideas around. Being in a room with other like-minded people, with other people who aren't like-minded, people who have different experiences, people who go through the world differently than you, you're going to get so many more ideas. And I think that's a really important thing. And I think we exemplify that extremely well
Yes.
as a company.
Yes. Yeah. I think that is one of our, like, probably our strongest strength. As a company, is our owner lets us like say how we feel about things, like without worrying too much about any blowback from it, which allows us to then be like, hey, this isn't good. How about this? Like it just kind of breeds a collaborative environment that
Mhm.
allows you to really, like we said with the paperclip story, think outside of the box and really kind of accomplish things that you wouldn't be able to if you were just doing it by yourself, or doing it in a way that nobody was allowed to like criticize or critique.
Yeah, and I will say immediately Sarah's in the chat with, "Oh my goodness, if you're talking paperclips, I'm out of here." Yeah, 100%. We get told the paperclip story quite often, and there is a real danger and a real trouble with the paperclip theory. Notice I said put a time limit of a minute on it, and write all the ideas that you can in a minute, because if you don't limit it, you sit there with a group of 10 people and you waste hours, because
Yes.
all of a sudden you're coming up with 1,000 different ideas for what you can do with a paperclip, and you came up with 100 good ones already. You do
Right.
not need to keep going. You need to actionable steps some of those ideas that you have. So you need to set time limits. There are real pitfalls to the
Now
paperclip.
that leads us to our greatest weakness as a company. Actually
And that
moving forward with actionable steps.
exactly. That can be our biggest weakness. And I think that's something that we have been improving on.
Yeah, I agree.
We do a lot of these ideations, a lot of this planning, a lot of these really, really cool things, and we almost get decision paralysis because we can do so much. And I think that comes down to like my main point, one of the main things I've been taking personally in my life, which is just do it. Nike got it right. I want you to know, really flat out, go do the thing. We're not going to do it perfectly. You're not going to do it right the first time. When you made your first triple crust pizza, Jordan, it wasn't perfect, but I guarantee you that second one's probably going to be better.
It will
And
be.
that's all you got to do. If you can do it once, you can do it again and probably do it slightly better. If you
Yeah.
don't do it slightly better, try again. And if you do it 3 times and it just gets worse, maybe like reevaluate. But you're trying. Do the thing. Go figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Like getting out there and just getting the ball, like that's why it's getting the ball rolling, because once
Mhm.
it starts, it kind of takes on a life of its own. And like, like the hardest part is that initial push, and then let gravity kind of do the rest for you.
Yeah,
Um
and it's even with us just on this channel, us live streaming, us going live, we're cutting these into shorts. We're getting views, we're getting subscribers. We have some interested people that maybe we're actually helping. And at the end of the day, that's the whole goal is, hey, we've got some good advice, we have some cool stories. Maybe we make someone's day better, maybe we help someone rank better on Google, maybe we get us some customers. Maybe we leave a lasting impact that has some positivity. And like that's where I'm at. I
yeah,
hope.
no, absolutely. No, yeah, I'm right there with you.
Hell yeah.
Getting back to talking about Nashville, so we've kind of
Yeah.
talked a lot about some coffee shops. We talked a lot about our work experience. We talked about Fugo, and we talked about Broadway. So like those are kind of like the big things. We did a few other things though while we were out there. Um,
My favorite.
your favorite? Let's hear it.
We went disc golfing.
Ooh.
So we have an amateur pro disc golfer on our. I don't know how to refer to him. Is it
I think it's amateur disc
semi
golfer.
pro? He's
Yeah,
sponsored.
yeah,
Like
but
he
I think it's still amateur.
still amateur. Okay.
I do think it is. It's still like more. Just say sponsored disc.
He's a sponsored disc golfer. He's great at it, and really, really, really good.
He
Based
beat
on
us.
what I saw when we were out there.
He beat us pretty bad.
Yeah, he beat us real bad. But we went out and the one thing Sam wanted to do was to go disc golfing. It's the one thing he mentioned. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm here for it. I've been a few times. I'm not great. Like I've never like practiced or anything like that, but I've enjoyed it. I bought my own disc. Like I'm here for it. And so we went out, and he had that course that he picked out, phenomenal. It wasn't too far. It was great getting
I
to.
didn't like the first like 3 holes, but after that,
Those first 2 holes were bad, I will
yeah,
say. Just I think they were lefty focused, man. I don't want to say it, but they were
yeah,
lefty focused.
they absolutely were. The the third one I didn't particularly love either.
I'm
Kind of,
trying to remember the third one.
Third one was the one where I like dunked it way deep into all that brush, and then I fucking
Oh.
sniped it out of it though.
Oh, did you make it in 2 because you made it out of the brush? Is that the
Yeah.
one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I
That
think
was
that
sick.
was that hole 3 or was that hole? I thought that was hole 3, but now I'm starting to think it might be. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That might have been hole 2.
See, and I'm over here like that was a really glorious time. I really did enjoy getting the chance to kind of go out there and spend some time disc golfing. As like a group, we went all 4 of us, me, you, Sam, and my partner Cassidy. We all hung out, and yeah, I love that. That course was
Yeah.
really nice, well taken care of, brand new, mostly in the shade. Didn't run into too many police.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm. And the
don't know
ones
why
we
there were
did
so
were
many
fine.
parked around, but
I was gonna say, yeah, and honestly, they didn't cause us any trouble. So
no,
whatever.
they were just around, which I thought was
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Yeah, but we
But
don't know what they were doing. They were around some people at one point. So
well, I was gonna hit someone with a car or have to throw something over a car at one
yeah,
point.
oh
It
yeah,
was
I forgot you cheated on that hole.
yeah, I cheated on a hole because I didn't want to throw my
Yo,
disc
you
over a
guys
car.
are so stressed at us joking about you cheating.
Dude, I was just pressed, okay?
Because you sniped it too. Like
Dude,
you
it
moved it
was such
so
a
good
good
and you
throw.
sniped it. And
And-
we were like, doesn't count.
oh, that honestly, I think that was my best throw the whole day
It was a
too.
really good throw. It was a really good throw. It was because you put it wherever you want it.
Dude, and the thing is, I think that's where my pain comes from because I was like, I just walked until I wouldn't hit the car, and then I threw and it went in. And I'm like, yay! And you're like, cheater. And I'm like, ah. Oh
I
my
was like, try
goodness.
and get it through their window. I was like, the passenger windows down, just try and get it through.
Then there was someone in the car. There's someone sitting there like on their phone, and you're like, just throw it at them. Actually, oh my god. This is so as a manager, this is what it feels like
Don't
when
park in
it
the
is
middle
your
of a disc
monkeys.
golf course.
What?
Don't park your car in the middle of a disc golf
That
course.
it was really weird that they were just kind of parked and hanging out there. They hung out there like actually the whole time we were disc golfing too,
Yeah.
which was kind of crazy.
I will say this about the disc golfing experience. It didn't feel like anything, like it didn't feel like, oh,
It
this
didn't
is a
feel
Nashville
Nashville-y.
disc golf. Like it felt very much like we were just doing any other disc golf that we've ever done.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still a new course, so always still good. I'd get excited going to a new course here, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I like I want to acknowledge at this point I've done quite a bit of traveling in the past couple of years of my life.
Yeah.
Um doing Nashville things, like there's kind of cool stuff to do, but like there's not a ton that makes it different. Like people live in that
Yeah.
city just like they live in Grand Rapids. Like someone
Yeah.
comes to Grand Rapids and they're gonna do the Grand Rapids thing, like go to breweries or go see Frederick Meyer Gardens or something. And it's like that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like it's
They're big cities, but they're big cities that you can do the main things in like a single day.
yeah, like
Like
Broadway and
whereas I've been to LA a couple times here, like 3 times in the past, year and a half.
yeah.
And I don't think that I could ever like you could be in LA for a million years or 100 years, and like you barely scratch the surface of everything there is to do in that city because like there's just so much. Now you may be able to hit like my first time out there, I did the observatory, I did Griffiths, I did Santa Monica, Venice, Hollywood. I
Mhm.
hit a lot of like the big ticket stuff, but like there's still so much out there that's just like you couldn't do everything in a city like that. And I think
Well,
that's kind of what I expect when I go to these like big cities now. And You kind of can't, because you go to Grant or you go to Nashville and it's like, okay, you have a strip of bars that you can go to every one of these in one night, and then you have like a massive mall
Mm,
and a park, and we didn't even go to the park.
yeah. Well, and I I think it does depend on the city itself and what you're interested in. Like some
Yeah,
cities, like I am 100% sure I am not the target audience of Nashville. I
yeah,
am not a huge country music fan. I am not huge on pop country. That's not my scene. I'm not huge on bars. That's not my scene. I like live music, but I'm not huge on it. That's not my scene. Also, I'm sorry if you can you hear that?
not at all.
Oh, good. But I don't want to be out there on the strip. That's not the necessarily the thing that I enjoy the most. Same thing with Vegas. I'm not a gambler. So like I go to Vegas and there's not a whole bunch that I enjoy doing there. There's some places that I haven't had the chance to see that I would enjoy going to see, and I would like to see like the shows. Like I really enjoy the
Yeah,
Broadway shows and stuff like that. The restaurant scene is really nice. But the main thing, I don't want to gamble. And so going to Vegas, I don't want to be there for very long. There's not anything that really inspires me to stay there. But like you said, you mentioned like LA or San Diego, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, yeah, let me pick up like surfing because I can just go surf in the ocean whenever I want. Like that's phenomenal. And that's something I can't do anywhere else. Like that is purely San Diego. It's purely California. Like just being able to go surf, and you can do that other places. Yes, I know that you can do that elsewhere.
I wasn't
But
gonna say shit, Cody.
what?
I wasn't gonna say shit.
Oh, I could see it. I'm reading your
I
eyes,
thought it.
man.
I thought it immediately. I was like, you could surf almost anywhere that has an ocean.
You're like, you can go. Like, we have Lake Michigan. You can
No, you
surf.
can't really surf. Like, you might be able to, but like surfing in Lake Michigan wouldn't be like surfing
No,
like
not
out in like
not like that.
the
But
ocean.
you go out there and you do things like that. Like the San Diego Zoo is immediately what I think of because I haven't been to LA. I've been to San Diego,
Yeah,
and so San Diego specifically, I loved it. I would love to go back and spend more time there. Purely because I really liked it when I was there, and there was a lot of stuff for me specifically to go to and enjoy.
yeah,
And I'm sure there are a lot of places like that. I mean, I'm even talking about going to like if I go and visit Germany, I want to go and like visit old cathedrals and stuff like that because I really like that like
yeah,
European history, and I really like religious history because I find it fascinating. So I would like to see those things. But if you're not interested in that and you go to Germany, you probably want to go on the autobahn and pay attention to the cars and shit like that. A
yeah.
very, very different scene.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you gotta tailor your trips to the things that interest you. Like it's funny, I was literally like just talking to my buddy Colton. I reference him
Mhm.
a lot and you know him. Him and his old friend group, they're not really a friend group anymore, but they took a vacation to Nashville and they had a horrible experience on their time down. Like to sidebar it a little bit, they had like they did an Airbnb, and then when they got to the Airbnb, someone was like, "You can't be here. This is Section 8 housing. They are not allowed to Airbnb this out." And so they got kicked out of their Airbnb when they got there. They had to find a new one, and like there was like just a bunch of things that kind of like I think there was a tornado. I think a
Oh my
tornado
god.
happened, and they had to be like locked in for like a day. Um, there was a bunch of things that happened that just like ruined their trip. But like I was talking to him and I was like, what were you guys even like going to Nashville for? Like I know you guys weren't gonna go into the bars. You guys weren't gonna go like see like a country show or something. Like and he's like and I asked him that and he was like, I honestly don't know. He's like, they wanted to go there, so we went there. He said it was a horrible vacation, but like I don't had everything gone right, I still don't even know what we would have done.
Well, and that's kind of weird. I feel
Isn't
like
it?
in general you want to go with an idea of like what you were doing. And in this instance, it's worth noting, I don't think any of four of us individually would have ever chose to go to Nashville for a
No.
vacation. Like if we were choosing a place to go, none of us would choose Nashville. It was more so hey, we're all congregating, like Joe comes to us and we're all congregating in Nashville. You guys want to go? It's like I've never been, or I've been once, but it's been a hot second. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
save some face. Let's hang out. Let's be part of the team. It was less about going to Nashville for me, in all honesty.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like that's how it was for me on the way out there. Like I said earlier in this
Yeah.
pod, like for me, it was a steakhouse trip. I was going to a steakhouse, and then I just had to make it through the next 2 days. You know, and
The whole trip for steak. Wait, I mean, okay, sometimes steak is really worth it.
yeah. Well, and it was also that mixed with like you know, you try not to tell the boss man no. You know, so it's like, you know, you want to come? Sure, I'll come. I also hadn't been on any work trips yet, so I felt like it was probably, I didn't want to stop being invited to work trips. I didn't want
Yeah,
to start becoming the guy that everyone knew would say no.
that
Um,
that is
so,
fair.
so
Some good rep advice. Tip number 2 over here. When you get the opportunity to schmooze with your boss, when you get the opportunity to save face, make face, go shake hands, do it.
yeah,
It is worth it. I promise you.
yes,
It might not be fair. It might not be like the way we want the world to be. But if you go and you look at the owner of the company and they look at you and you shake their hand and you make small talk and you ask about their family and you have some type of connection with them, you will do better
yeah,
every single time. They will remember you. When you go and you ask for the next trip, when you plan on doing something, they'll remember, hey, that person talked to me. That person was a part of the trip. They had good ideas. They participated in conversation. They were involved. I want them on this trip too. And that's how you rise up the ranks. It's how you get up there. You need to make face with those people. Um, Not always fair because it, like you said, Jordan, it's not always fun. It was not the greatest time for the whole thing. We did drive 9 hours. Like I've spent weeks in Vegas at this point, and if anyone who has traveled to Vegas, you know, spending weeks in Vegas is not the most fun time. I think every single person I've ever talked to has said that their max amount of time in Vegas at this point is two days.
yeah. It
Which
was funny. Joe was on a call with someone at one point when we were there in Nashville, and like they had said something like that. They're like, "Yeah, we actually have a rule where we aren't allowed to stay for longer than 3 days."
yeah, it's pretty standard for most people in the industry because Vegas is a city that wears on you, or if it doesn't wear on you,
We'll
it wears
swallow
out your
you
pocket.
up.
Yeah.
Vegas
Um,
has them now. Isn't that what they didn't they say that in like The Hangover or something? It's like Vegas has them now or something like that.
I,
Like a, like a
probably
repeating theme that they said a couple times. I want to say.
Vegas
Uh,
is now. Which I mean, it's extremely true. Vegas is crazy. Have you ever been to Vegas?
I've no, I don't consider layovers being
Layovers.
there.
Do
Yeah,
you want to?
a little bit. Again, not like a long time. I do like gambling. However, like I don't love gambling in casinos. I'm more like a sports bettor. Like I'll do it on my phone and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I enjoy a blackjack table for a little bit. You know, I can go lose $50 at a blackjack table and be happy. Um,
Fair.
but like I don't know, Vegas. No, not really. I'd like to see it. Like for the same reason, like I was so like I want to go walk down Broadway. When we were going to Broadway in Nashville, I didn't have any intention of going into any of the bars, but I still
Mhm.
wanted to walk down it. You know, I
Yeah,
wanted
just
to see it up close and in person. And
well,
that's
and I
kind of
think
what I would do in Vegas. I might go see a show at the Sphere though. That would be kind of cool.
honestly that would be kind. I imagine those tickets have to be insane
They can't
though.
be cheap.
No, like that's got to be really expensive.
And
But I,
and it has to be a show you want to see too.
yeah,
Like I
which
wouldn't
I,
want to go see Bono. I heard that was not a fun show when he did his residency at it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So does the Sphere have residencies? Is it like a
I
hotel
know
too?
he did. He did like a 3 or 4 day like residency. He was the first one who did it. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay. I'd be I'd be super curious because I haven't done very many shows, but I definitely want to do them because I've been to two different plays ever in my life, and I think I've really enjoyed all of them. One of them I was like 11, and
Yeah,
so my enjoyment of it is like, but I went to one in my like mid 20s and I really enjoyed it. I just haven't been back.
I think I saw Wicked when I was a kid. I think
Like
that's
live?
yeah. I think that's like the only one I've ever seen.
Did you see the most recent movie?
Uh.
You should. It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm not even so I'm not huge on musicals, at least I don't think I am. I might be based on my enjoyment of Wicked because it was phenomenal, and I like you mentioned it right now, I'm immediately on the, "Oh, crap, I should
Well, I
go
need to go
rewatch
rewatch
Wicked."
that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna add that to rewatch for
Well,
tonight.
I normally am. Not, I think I'm growing more into musicals as I get older. I used to like really not like musicals, but now
Mhm.
I appreciate it a little bit more. Um, I still need to see Hamilton. That's one that I know I need to see because
See,
everyone like I hear that's like one of the best to watch for like musical kind of play style theater.
yeah, so Hamilton, I've watched that way back, and the one that I haven't seen is La La Land.
Oh, I didn't even know La La Land was music. I knew like music was a theme in it, but I didn't know it was a. I
I
still haven't
don't
seen it,
I
obviously. I
don't
didn't
know
know
if
it
it's
was
like
a
classified as a
musical. Though.
musical. It might not be
Like, like,
classified.
are the characters singing? Are the characters like?
I think so.
Okay, I'd probably consider it to be a. I don't know. I might watch it. I might watch it fucking tonight. I mean, I know I've cursed a couple other
That
times.
face.
Not
I,
that that's like the one that I need to censor. I've
I
said it
was
many
gonna
times,
say
but
you've sworn like eight.
that one felt aggressive. That one felt like unneeded swearing. You know, but
uh,
so when I was in LA with my family, like I had cursed. I said like I think I said like I need to take a piss or something like that, and then like all my family was like, "You have been so vulgar this entire trip," and so like I actively trying to be better at that. I think it's kind of like the group. I think it's almost like our age, just kind of like the younger like we're not the younger generations, but the generations before my brother and parents are like getting more into we just kind of curse as a group a lot, and so it kind of makes its way more regularly into my vocabulary, and I'm just trying to work it out a little bit.
yeah. Well, and I want to say, at least in my experience with swearing, that I don't swear at people
Oh yeah, no,
or anything like that. All of my swearing is generally like, damn, that sucks. Shit, bruh.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it
like
is not related to anything vulgar or aggressive. Whereas I feel like the older generation, when they swore, like it was aggressive.
yeah.
And so they have a different association with swearing because we just like shit, bruh. We're
Yeah,
just out
exactly.
here
Like,
living life.
they're not adjectives. We're not using them as adjectives. What's the literary term for them where we're just like, yeah, fucking go do that. You know,
You
right?
fucking
Yeah, it's
the,
just like a little filler word almost. Like we're trying to replace our
it's
ums and
flavor.
likes with fucking shit.
It's just a little it's linguistic flavor. There's
Yeah,
the
flair.
most one of the most famous YouTube videos ever. I think the history of the word fuck or something like that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
similar. Everyone's seen it. If you haven't, go check it out. This is an ad. I'm not even sponsored, but I'm gonna call them out. Go watch the history of fuck on YouTube. It's amazing.
No, yeah.
Shaking your head
I'm
no.
familiar with the video. I don't think I have seen it, but I am familiar with it. And I just find it funny, like being like, go look up the history of fuck. And it's like someone's gonna end up somewhere that you are not pointing them
No, this is
to.
a YouTube family friendly entomology, like the word, not anything else, because you can use it in multiple different ways. Grammar, the word.
Yeah.
Get out of here. But, anyways, that's lunch with the Good Rep Boys here. We are back from Nashville. We are resting up. I didn't think we were planning on going for a full hour, but here we are. You
I've been
got us for the
sweating for
full
the past
time.
20 minutes. Like, please, Cody, just end.
We are so tired. It has been a long, long time. We are going to be back next week on the Joey Matterhorn channel at noon. We will also be back next week on the Good Rep channel next Tuesday at noon. So feel free to join us on either of those. And I'm going to try to do the call out a little bit better this time. Let's ready. Hey guys, we are Good Rep Media. We help small businesses get ranked on Google. We help them See, I try to do it too much and all of a sudden
From
we
the
end up
top.
here. From the top. Hey guys, we are Good Rep Media. My name is Cody. This is Jordan. We are a boutique small market see, now I'm getting too much. I need to get like a headboard here. Riverside just had this update where we can get like a script on it. So I think I'm going to mess with those. But let's get through it actually. Hey guys, we're Good Rep Media. We're a small business marketing agency. We help businesses get ranked on Google. We help you with your Google business profile. We help you basically manage your small business online presence. If you want to rank higher on Google, if you want customers through your door because they're finding you online, reach out to us. We can help. Where's the link? I'm getting it. Boom. This is a link. Come schedule a 30-minute free chat with me. I will talk to you about your business. If you have any questions, if you're curious about trying something new, I will look into it, do some research, and come back to you with more information. I think that's everything I got.
Yeah, you killed it. You killed it.
Heck yeah. We're gonna
I
do
was
a little.
getting flashbacks to sitting back at the table watching you do your intro to your magic videos.
Oh my god, man. Dude, I'm gonna get better at it slowly but surely, but it's still hard to like get into that mindset and
You gotta
like
go. You gotta go. Just give those like that type of speech. Hey guys, welcome to the video kind of thing. Go stand in front of a mirror and just do it for
just
5
I just
minutes.
need to do it for like 30 minutes straight
I
and
no,
work
I
out
would
the
say 5 minutes a day, not one time for 30 minutes because that's not going to do you anything. You know that's after 5 minutes. I feel like you're getting nothing. But you do it for 5 minutes once a day, every day. I
boom.
don't know. I think you can get something. I think you can get a little bit of experience that way.
You heard it here first. Jordan's got advice. 5 minutes a day, every day. That's how you build a habit.
Also, like maybe while you're looking in the mirror, say some nice things to yourself.
Positive affirmations are very positive. They help with your life. And that's all from Good Red Media. See you next week, guys. Thank you for joining us.